In this video, I am going to explain about one of the disk scheduling algorithm, that is shortest seek time first disk scheduling algorithm. I'll explain this algorithm with the help of an example. We know that in one hard disk we may have different plotters. Let us assume that this is one plotter. In each plotter has many tracks. Each plotter has many circular shaped tracks. So this is called one track, this is another track, and this is another track. And these tracks are numbered from 0 to n. Let us assume that we have 200 tracks. So the tracks are numbered from 0 to 199. So here if you observe, this line indicates the disk arm. This is called disk arm, and this point is called the read or write head. Okay. So now let us assume that this is the track number 53. That means read or write head is at track number 53. That means we can read the data from the disk or we can write the data into the disk only at track number 53. We cannot read or write the data from other tracks because here the read or write head is at 53 track only, right? So we can read or write the data only at 53. For example, if you want to read or write the data at track number 199, then we should move this disk arm from 53 to 199. Okay, we should move the read or write head to this location. Here, the time taken to move the disk arm from 53 to 199 is called the seek time. Okay, so and let us assume that these numbers represents the track numbers of the input or output request. Okay, and read or write head is at 53. Okay, these are the track numbers and read or write head is at 53. So these are the track numbers, right? So I have written the track numbers in this line. Okay, to represent it easily, I have drawn like this. Okay, now if you observe, starting read or write head is 53, right? So read or write head is at 53 track number now. In the shortest seek time first scheduling algorithm, this algorithm will choose the request. Among these requests, now shortest seek time first algorithm will choose one request, right? In order to choose the request, it will select the request which has the shortest seek time. Among these requests, which has the shortest seek time, 65 has the shortest seek time. Okay, from 53 to 67. So among all the requests, okay, so it will take less seek time to move the disk arm from 53 to 67. Shortest seek time is nothing but short. Seek time should be less. Okay, from 53 to 65 it will take less seek time. So now 65 request should be served. After that, after 65, which has the shortest seek time? 67. So among all the other requests, now 65 is finished, right? So now after 65, 67 requests will be served. Okay. After 67, which one requires the shortest seek time? 37. So from 67 we move to 37. Okay, from 37, which one requires the shortest seek time? 14. That means it takes less seek time to reach 14. Okay, so next request to be served is 14. Okay, after 14, which requires the less time? 98. So then we serve the request at 98. Okay, after 98, so 122 takes the shortest seek time. So we go to 122. So after 122, 124 takes the shortest seek time. So next request to be served is 124. After 124, what is the next request? 183. So next request to be served, or the last request to be served, is a 183. Okay. So that means in the shortest seek time first disk scheduling algorithm, it selects the request among all the available requests. It selects a request which has the shortest seek time. Okay. If you observe, we are at 53. So all the other request takes more seek time compared to the 65. Okay, 65 takes the less seek time. So first it serves the 65 request. Then it serves the after 65, which one is near to 65? 67. So it requires less disk arm movement. Okay, so we have chosen the 67. Like that, we have to choose the request which requires the shortest seek time. Okay, so this is called the shortest seek time first disk scheduling algorithm. And the advantage here is, so here we have some advantages and disadvantages. So the advantage here is, here the seek time is less. Here the seek time is less compared to the first come first serve disk scheduling algorithm. It takes the less seek time. Okay, that is the advantage. And the next disadvantage is, here it causes the starvation. It causes the starvation problem. So we know what is starvation, right? So what is starvation? So let us assume that among all the other requests, 98 has come first, right? Let us assume that among all the other requests, 98 has the low priority. Okay, all the other has the high priority. Then what happens? What happens then? All the other requests will be served first and 98 will be served last. Okay, that means 98 has to wait for long period of time. Okay, that is called starvation. That means we are not serving the request of a particular track number. Okay, we are serving the other request. So this is called starvation. Okay, here in the shortest seek time first disk scheduling algorithm, it causes the starvation. I'll explain this point with the help of an example. Okay, so let us assume that there are two requests. There is a request for track number 14 and track number 183. Okay, that means first we should serve 14, then we should go to the 183 because these two requests are left. So first we are here. Let us assume that we are here. After serving this request, we have to serve the request at 183, right? That means we should go to this location. But before serving the request, if another request came with request number 37, then what happens in the shortest seek time first? We will serve the request which has this shortest seek time, right? So first we should serve this one. Let us assume that before serving this request, another request came with track number 53. Then this request should be served. Then let us assume that there is another request with 0. Then the request should go to 0. If there is another request with 14, then request will go to 14. Okay, if another request with 37, then we should serve 37. After 37, if 65 request, then we should serve the 65. Like that, we are serving the other request. We are making the request at 183 wait. Okay, so we are not serving this request and we are serving the nearby request. Let us assume that after this we got a request at 53, so we should serve this. Then if we have a request, then we should serve it. Okay, here if you observe, the request at 183 should be wait. Okay, so this is called the one of the disadvantage with the shortest seek time first. So this problem is called the starvation problem because the request at 183 should wait for long period of time. Okay, so this is the problem with the shortest seek time first. But compared to the first come first serve disk scheduling algorithm, it requires less seek time. It requires less seek